What's up, guys? It's RC here. So last run I did with my Berserker, I kind of drove it into a like a little wooden stand, and I broke my upper A arm. It was completely my fault. It was pretty chilly out. It was pretty cold outside, and I just wasn't being careful. I drove right into it. So I got some parts. HobbyKing's been stocking the parts pretty well in the U.S. warehouse, so was able to get the parts. Gave me a little Truggy, little decal here, kind of like the ones you have, on your car. That's kind of cool. Not sure what I want to do with it, but something free. Ordered some mini pull tabs here, body pins. Tired of using my pliers to pull the body clips. So these were on the minis. These are smaller pins, so that's fine for a couple of bucks. Got some spare body O-rings here. These are pretty cool. They go on kind of right on the body post to kind of cushion your body a little bit. But for $1 or $2, I want to get some spares just in case I lose one of them, or I can use these on my other trucks. Picked up some shims. Again, just a couple of dollars. Rod ends just in case I break these. So for $1.50 or so, to get some spares just in case. Some shocks, push pins here. These are right there. Again, I'll be taking this guy to the BMX track quite a bit when it gets warmer, so one of these days these pins would probably bend. So just some spares. What are these? These are see if I got the right size here. Looks like that. This is when I broke the A arm here. I also broke the rod ends on the sway bars. I hope these are the right size. I think they are. Yeah. So we're gonna replace this as well. This broke off. Clean. Some more shims. And here are the A-arms that I needed. The last one in stock, actually, so I was glad I grabbed the last one. I wanted to buy one more pair, but obviously they ran out. Some little some towels for wet pit. Truggy logo on it. I don't really race or anything like that, but it's kind of cool for $3 or $4. Just bought one of these towels. Yeah, maybe I'll carry this with me in my toolbox if I ever, when I go out and bash, and like lay this on my trunk or something, so I can keep my screws and my batteries on it. So for a few dollars, I just picked up one of them. Yeah, this little decal is kind of cool. I don't know what I want to do with this. So anyway, so I'll have to get to work, get the A-arm replaced and the sway bar ends replaced, and hopefully get this guy out up and running again soon. I'm actually, when I get in there to replace my A-arms, I'm also going to take my front diff out. I'm going to swap the fluid. Just the drivability of this thing is it's just terrible. I did the back, which is a little bit easier. There's really nothing blocking it, so you can get to the rear diff pretty easily. I did that, swap in some we got 50K diff oil from Trackstar, HobbyKing. The stock fluid in there, it almost looked like grease. It's very sticky grease, it's almost like glue. That stuff is just terrible. So clean it all up, pour in some 50K diff oil in the back. Gonna do the front as well. I'm gonna leave the standard diff as is because it hasn't been giving me any problem. I've been only running this guy on 3S. At some point I'll go 4S, but I think once I go into higher power, the standard diff, I might have to swap the fluid in there as well. But definitely gotta do the rear and the front. So when I get these guys all fixed up, got the front and the rear diff oil changed out, we'll see how this guy handles. You know, it spins out so easily on any little turn, doesn't matter what surface. So it was pretty annoying. It was fine running on the BMX track. You know, I didn't really pay attention to how it handled, or just going for the big jumps. But you know, start driving this guy around. It's you can tell that it doesn't handle too well. The upgraded version that HobbyKing came out with, the ones with better tire compound, right? The stock tires just kind of completely sucked. They came out with a version with the softer compound and the tires, and they actually did all the fluid, right? They did I think 100K, 300K, 100K. I believe, and I believe they also swapped out the fluids, the shock oils as well, and give you some fancy looking Trackstar battery straps. So that's the upgraded version, right? There's not a lot of changes. They just fine-tuned it, which is kind of a good sign, right? That means HobbyKing is listening to people, or reviews that people have on YouTube, and they're improving this truck. And that's a good sign, right? I mean, that's kind of saying that they're not thinking about discontinuing this guy. You know, HobbyKing does that a lot on all the trucks, right? They come out, sell a bunch of them, and then they just discontinue them. But it seems like they're pretty serious about stocking the warehouse, the US warehouse, for the Berserker parts. They're coming out with new parts, upgraded parts, so that's a good sign, because I really like this guy, so I do want to keep driving this, and hopefully HobbyKing does not discontinue this. And it's a very good platform. Like I said, the electronics that came with this, very solid, 150 amps, and a little purple can here, 4036 I believe, very low kV, 19 something, it's maybe 1750, I forgot, but runs really well. Like I said before, I haven't even gone up to 4S yet, so once I get used to this guy, I will definitely actually, once it gets warmer, I'm gonna start drive it in 4S. Just right now, it's cold out. I don't really want to break it, so I'm gonna take it easy and just drive it on 3S. But yeah, this guy's a lot of fun to work with. Everything is like out here. I like the open chassis type. You know, you can get to everything pretty easily. The diff, like I said, it was very easy to access, which I like, and you don't actually have to take off the shock tower or anything there if you're just doing the diff. And the rear is very easy. Just really move the sway bar up, remove the little hinge pin, the aluminum piece, and then remove the diff cover from the side, right? You don't remove from the top, you kind of pull it out like this. Same thing here. I'm gonna have to remove my T-bone racing bumpers, remove the stock bumper, move the sway bar up, loosen 2 screws down here, take the front 2 screws out, and 2 more screws here, and then this piece should slide right off, and that's the access to the diff. I would have to take off the body, the shock body though, tower though, because I have to get to the A-arms, which does not look like it's easy to get to. It's just one kind of straight pins that's being kind of sandwiched in with the aluminum piece here and the shock tower. So I do have to remove this guy, to get to the A-arm. But yeah, so far it seems to be very easy to maintain, which I like. Yeah, I just gotta run this guy more. I did maybe 3 or 4 runs on this guy, and kind of want to wait till it doesn't have to get too warm. Actually, before it gets too warm, I want to take this guy out to the beach. I got some Proline 3.8 inch paddle tires. I believe there's slingshots. I forgot one of those paws, or yeah, slingshots, I believe. Got them pretty cheap from a local hobby store here. Went on sale, so picked up a set. So I do want to take this guy to the beach at some point. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna take a pause here. I might start working on this later, but gotta get to. It'll probably take me half an hour to 40 minutes, or even more, maybe 45 minutes, just to get everything replaced here. The piece that I'm concerned about is actually the sway bar piece that broke, because I remember it taking quite a while just to get the rod ends lined up, the pivot ball here lined up with the holes to actually get the screws to catch. I remember doing this, installing this. That was a pain in the butt. Yeah, so I think this might be the piece that's gonna take a while. Yep. Anyway, so thanks.